A recent announcement that the PGA Tour and LIV Golf were merging shocked everyone. While many assume the Saudi Public Investment Fund, or PIF, is pouring billions into golf to change the sport, there's something you need to know. It seems LIV Golf's financial condition isn't all that great, which is why they are forced to merge with the PGA. So, what do you need to know about LIV's financial troubles? Let's take a look. Recent reports have implied that LIV's finances are not quite as limitless as they seem. As a part of ongoing litigation against the PGA Tour, LIV has filed a series of motions that have shed some light on their internal business operations. One of these filings, which was revealed in February of this year, was in response to the PGA Tour attempting to further delay a court date in the PGA LIV antitrust lawsuit, which is currently scheduled to be litigated in court in January 2024. One of the statements in the filing states that LIV has made virtually zero revenue in 2022 and that a delay in the court case could further harm LIV. The claim that LIV's revenues are virtually zero should sound alarm bells. LIV's attorney John Quinn tried to play down the statement by explaining that LIV Golf was still a young business. However, this didn't serve to quell concerns all that much. According to LIV CEO Majed Al-Sarrour, the PIF had planned funding for LIV through 2025. By then, he imagined they would begin to cash out by selling off ownership in their 12 teams. The franchise model is how LIV plans to recoup its investment. Sarrour envisions owners building home golf courses like a stadium for a football team. In this way, LIV aims to turn the game of golf on its head. Traditionally, golf has been played on neutral sites with players competing as individuals. LIV's model, meanwhile, aims to turn the game into more of a team sport similar to football or rugby. Whether that's a good or bad thing is up for debate, but the deadline of 2025 seems to have been set for the organization to survive. It might seem like LIV Golf went into this venture with no real plan, but they had gotten a consultancy report done by the well-known firm McKinsey & Company back in 2021. The report, which was titled Project Wedge, is a very interesting read. The report listed a series of benchmarks that the organization needed to hit to be successful. For instance, the McKinsey report detailed that to have the best chance of success, LIV Golf would need to sign each of the world's top 12 golfers, attract sponsors to an unproven product, and land television deals for a sport with declining viewership, all without significant retaliation from the PGA Tour. It would be plundering. Looking back at that 2021 report now, it looks pretty optimistic. First off, LIV did see substantial retaliation from the PGA Tour, who constantly hit back against LIV's every move as the rival league tried to get its start. Secondly, LIV hasn't had too much success in pulling key players away from the PGA. The report lists players like Tiger Woods and Rory McIlroy as part of the top 12 golfers in the world, but LIV has only secured the services of 4 of those 12. Sergio Garcia, Henrik Stenson, Dustin Johnson, and Phil Mickelson. However, the report also laid out a different scenario, one in which LIV could be losing $355 million per year by 2028, which could include LIV being, by contrast, a league mired in startup status, defined as attracting less than half of the world's top 12 players, navigated a lack of excitement from fans, reeling from limited sponsorships, and confronting severe response from Golf Society. Unfortunately for LIV, this does seem closer to the current situation. So how did they get here? We know about the big player salaries, but what's going on behind the scenes? A recent Sports Illustrated article shed some more light on the LIV operations, saying one of the bigger issues of 2022 was large expenditures that were either necessary but not approved, or unnecessary and unaccounted for, supposedly to the tune of $180 million. As a result, LIV's benefactor PIF, the Saudi Private Investment Fund, forced out certain executives during the off-season, including LIV Golf Managing Director Majed Al-Sarrour and Chief Operating Officer Atul Khosla. The PIF is now more involved in the day-to-day operations of LIV Golf, which is still a work in progress and showing growing pains as it hopes to mature into a full-fledged alternative to the PGA Tour. Perhaps the most troubling thing for LIV is that some of their players have started to show signs of unrest. One anonymous LIV player made some startling comments, which included some players that drew their contracts for this year for 10 tournaments, not 14. But even with more tournaments, there's no bump in the guaranteed money they signed for. Last year, the players kept their share of the team winnings, but now that money goes back to the team. What's even more interesting is that there's talk that LIV leadership wants to put more of the total purse toward the team component. But again, LIV golfers have it in their contract that they would be playing for $20 million on their own. So you can imagine there's a lot of conversation right now. In a nutshell, that's the current state of play for those on the LIV Tour. Get your money while you can, and hope that the tense situation between the PGA Tour and LIV comes to some resolution. And for LIV's sake, hopefully sooner rather than later. That's it for today. If you enjoyed watching this video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon so you never miss our upcoming videos. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.